peacefully.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So your question was about how my understanding is seen by maybe other Muslim scholars and in the community. So a reality is that not only we have different faith, but even inside each faith we have different understandings. I think we should accept that there can be different interpretations, different understandings, and we should prepare ourselves mentally and spiritually to work with people who have a different interpretation. I think what I said is a typical Muslim perspective, supported by many verses of the Quran and Hadith and rational argument. But maybe someone else also thinks that no, peace is not as central as you say, or there are exceptions, etc. I think as long as people with sincerity and proper training and methodology come up with a different interpretation, we should be happy to engage and discuss, and hopefully either we come to some agreement or at least we respect each other's view. But the problem is that sometimes people speak in the name of their faith without having proper training, without having proper methodology, without having recognition. So they occupy the position of an imam or a priest or a monk, but there is no training. There is no verification of their credentials. This is the problem. So in my tradition, in Shia Islam, one of the things that we very much observe is that in our seminaries we have very long process of training. So if you go to a Shia seminary and you want to become a scholar, it's a matter of 15-20 years of study after high school. So sometimes we say for us 4 or 5 years just to warm up. So if it's a matter of 15-20 years of study with great teachers, and then you yourself also be teaching, writing, doing research, giving lecture, and then it's not that every scholar, even if he has 20-30 years of a scholarship, can guide the community. We have our grand ayatollahs who are recognized by the scholars of the community and then members of the community, like Grand Ayatollah Sistani, for example, in Najaf, or we have Grand Ayatollahs in Qom, in Iran, who have lived a life of 50 years, 60 years, 70 years of study and being respected for their piety, for their sincerity, and for their wisdom. So it's not that every Shia imam, every Shia cleric, every leader of a mosque can issue fatwa, can issue verdicts. Or for example, in a small place, for example, they have rivalry with others, they say, okay, now we have to fight, etc. No. This level of decision is kept only with very, very high rank scholars who have the following of the universal community of the believers. So long training and keeping the decision within only very select number of high-ranked scholars has solved and saved us from many problems and has solved many problems. Otherwise, if every religious person who leads a community, a congregation, whether it's a Muslim or Christian or Buddhist or Hindu, etc., if they allow themselves and people follow them to come up with their interpretations and then based on that justify fight, attack, etc., that would be a disaster.
Thank you very much, Dr. Muhammad.
Thank-
As we listen to Dr. Gabi